Kapla, and welcome to my Let's Play / stream of Star Trek Online. I am the Big B82 and this is part 79 of my KDF Tactical Officer. We have a new ship, the Duvqu, which unfortunately, unless you're well, foolish enough to do what I did and get the lifetime subscriber, you won't be able to have access to this, but it's a Duvqu heavy destroyer. And we're going to take the mission here, Echoes of Light, which is the first mission in the New Frontiers story arc. The Lukari are about to launch their first ship. The Lukari, of course, were the race that we met at the beginning of the Future Proof story arc, whose star was dying, and Caldana came from the future to save, well, his past, and the Lukari before the, of course, the events that led to, of course, his the temporal war and everything. I'm also sporting the new vanity shield, which is the Alliance vanity shield. I'm not sure how long I'll keep it. It looks a bit meh, but at the end of the day, we'll see how it goes. I haven't really changed any of the bridge officers layout here on this ship. I'm supposed to have some command stuff, but I haven't bothered to do it yet. I'll probably do that for the next part because I don't have the qualifications for one of the officers to become a command officer, and the person who could become a command officer is not very good, and I could be bothered to sit there, and plus the officer wouldn't fit in with the aesthetics of the bridge. So let's hail the Chancellor. Let's get the mission underway.
The Lukari have launched a new starship designed for deep space exploration. While the ship is primitive, it shows great courage on their part. Such bravery in the face of the unknown is truly honorable. Of course, they may encounter hostile cultures in their travels. If we are with the Lukari, we can find honor defending them in battle, and demonstrate the benefits of an alliance with the Empire. Go now, and see if the Lukari have the strength to become worthy allies. Serve the Empire well. Yeah,
we shall do that, Chancellor. Let's see their stars nice and blue. So let's begin. Echoes of Light. Destroyers, they're kind of in between Raptors and the battle cruisers. We'll see how it goes. This is a Ferengi. We're riding a Lukari system to Master. I'm reading their starship in the standard orbit there. I'm picking up some con traffic. It sounds like the Captain Kukumari is in the middle of discussion with Ferengi Daemon. Helm, take us to the Lukari ship.
My dear friend Camarga, just think about how much I can help.
I try not to think about you at all, Margarine.
Margarine.
It's not me. Consider my wealth of useful contacts. For a small fee.
Any friend of yours is someone I'd rather not know.
I've seen the last of you. That is to say, we meet again.
Ah, Margarine, of course, yes, we ruined his plan. he's not having much luck with us. We destroyed his asteroid business, where he was exploiting Romulan Star Empire citizens out of their resources, while also covering up a undercover Tal Shiar base, where basically they were kidnapping the citizens, and he turned a blind eye to it because they gave information, as well as protected him from pirates. And then we met him again on New Romulus, where again he was fleecing the Romulans. It's like the Romulans never learn. And we destroyed his plans there because again he was working with the Tal Shiar and the Herosian, and so we meet him for a third time. Daemon Margarine. Fortunately for you, our business is with Lukari today.
Oh, come now. I'm sure we can reach an agreement that is to everyone's liking. I'm prepared to offer you an exclusive, once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity.
Frack, cut the channel. How the Lukari?
Thank you. That insistent Ferengi has been trying to make new trade deals with us since he first visited our system. Oh, everything he tries to sell is either broken or worthless.
No problem. You look well, Captain.
Thank you. It's good to see you again, and under much better circumstances. You'll be happy to know that our star remains stable. We've not seen any Tholian ships since the incident, thankfully.
Yeah, it was the Tholians, by the way, who had messed about with the star. They wanted to draw Caldano. Ironic that they wanted the toxic tart, but they disliked time travel. Tholian logic.
The decision to explore was somewhat controversial, however. Many Lukari were resistant to the notion. We settled this moon long ago, after we were forced to leave our dying homeworld of Kentar. It was a difficult journey for us. Once we found our new home, no one was very excited about space travel. Still, the exploration initiative passed. Considering my experience, my people have chosen me to command the LSS Concordium. It was an honor I proudly accepted. Our ship is ready to go, and you are.
Tell me about your ship.
While we have some catching up to do, we've engaged the best engineering minds of our world to modify this vessel. I'm quite proud. We've done a lot in a very short period of time. We've added some of your defensive technology to this ship, as well as some warp drive upgrades. The Concordium is now capable of sustaining a top speed of just over warp 4.
Damn, that's slow.
Our collaboration with your engineers has been quite inspirational. We've started work on a starship of our own design. One of many to follow the Concordium to the stars.
That's nice to know. Clicking on engineers? You sure about that?
Our ship is ready to go, and you are.
Let's proceed to our destination.
For our maiden voyage, I've chosen a star that is close enough to be within reach, but still just outside the area of space that you've explored. And obviously one that we haven't visited yet. According to your star charts, it's a yellow-white star called 20 Draconis.
Navigation, prepare a course.
This isn't over. Believe me, the next deal we make will be on my terms.
Okay.
We've arrived on the outskirts of the system. There's a large field of rocky debris and asteroids. We're picking up various metals and crystalline formations. Should we approach one of the larger asteroids and take some more readings?
Yes, we'll head to one of the larger asteroids and scan it. Also, good thing about this, I've got a battle cloak on this ship, so.
Readings coming in now. Large quantities of silicate, hematite, cadmium, iridium. Crystalline structures appear to be the result of deposits created under a heavy impact. Perhaps this asteroid was part of a larger one that broke up in a collision. Heading deeper into the field may yield more clues.
Agreed. Let's head deeper into the asteroid field.
Sensors are picking up some movement on the far side of the asteroid. Not simple orbiting debris either.
Enemies of the Empire, they will die.
Cosmozoans, they're beautiful. Do you have any information about them?
They're called Geki. We're sending you data files on them now.
Intriguing. The Gekli communicate using radio waves and feed on dust particles and energy emissions. And, oh, it seems an adjustment of our EM band is in order. I don't like the idea of the Concordium becoming a Gekli food source.
adjusting our EM band down to 002 cycles as well. They were the I think it was the episode was called Galaxy's Child. I think it was called Galaxy's Child in TNG, where one of the Gekli attached itself. They accidentally killed a Gekli, gave birth, and its child linked onto the Enterprise, and they had to sour the milk to get it to bugger off.
We've adjusted our power systems. I'd like to gather more data on the Gekli before we move on. Any suggestions?
We could tag them with a subspace data transmitter.
An excellent idea. We'll be able to track their movements and learn more about their migratory patterns and feeding habits. We'll need to get close in order to attach the tags safely.
Agreed. Get close to the Gekli and attach the Gekli and attach tags with minimal force. I'm a Klingon. Minimum force is normally kill.
Data's coming in from the Gekli. I'd like to expand the number of tagged subjects to optimize data collection. Let's get close enough to slip in with a pod and join them in their swimming.
Right, they'll fly into a Gekli pod and join them as they swim through space. This isn't something a Klingon would do. It's just no, a Klingon would just kill them. Scientific pursuit is the Klingon way.
We're getting close-up readings from all of the creatures. They're treating us like one of their own. They're trying to talk to us with their radio waves. That was incredible. What a singular experience. We've spotted a larger group of them in an area not too far from here. This looks like a feeding ground for several Gekli pods. Let's go have a look.
Do we have to? I guess the Chancellor's told us to, so... Very well. Helm, take us to the Gekli feeding grounds.
Signs that several Gekli pods frequent this area. There's a lot of dust and particulate matter, but we can't see how the asteroids are getting broken down. I think there's something we're not seeing on the visible spectrum. Your ship has a stronger deflector than ours. Can you emit a particle wave? We could use that to illuminate things that might be happening in different spectra.
We can emit a multi-spectrum particle wave. Wouldn't that upset them? I guess it doesn't matter.
There's some kind of subspace shearing here. It's causing cosmic strings to snap off and break up the asteroids. That must be why the Gekli feed here. There's plenty of particulate matter for them to consume in the debris fields. I think we've collected some solid data here. We're ready to move on when you are.
Let's see what lies ahead then. We're not supposed to warp inside the star system.
Sensors are reading a swarm of comets passing by this stellar body. They look to have an orbital period of about 173 of your standard years. I'd like to know if they came from outside of the system and were caught in its gravity, or if they originated here. Shall we take some scans?
That's a good way to begin.
This comet is dust, there are indications that the cometary matter formed around a magnetic core. The other comets may be more interesting. Let's move to the other comets and study them closely.
Agreed. Let's check out the remaining comets. Mini games, do 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 do. Mini games, do 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 do. Where are you? Do 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 do.
The core sample shows signs of magnetic radioactive matter. This comet may have seen some interesting particle fields in its wandering.
The magnetic core might help draw in material that forms the corona. Oh, you're a homie, ain't you, frack? You're a useless bloody medic.
Holding the comet, let us get some detailed readings about its emissions. Based on the structure of its silicate crystals, it's been in a pattern. It picks up energy from its trip near the star, then loses that energy as it loops past the planets. It's like ice melting and refreezing. But it seems to lose a large quantity of energy all at once near here. I'm not sure why. The radioactivity should be steady.
Perhaps something is draining energy. Let's keep looking.
These comets seem to have a long orbit that coincides with the orbit of a Class A planet nearby. I'd like to launch a probe and see if the cometary movements have had any impact on the planet.
Agreed. Let's launch a probe and collect some more detailed readings. Let's get a closer look at these life forms.
The planet is geothermal in nature. Its surface is partially molten. No life forms detected planetside. Then again, it is rather warm down there.
I suppose I should wait for him, shouldn't I? Nah, fuck it. I'll catch up.
There they are. Magnificent, aren't they?
Kill him.
Are luminescent ovoids? I'm not sure how to describe them. They remind me of an aquatic life form native to Lukari Prime. There are little ones huddling close to the planet's atmosphere. They must use the heat and the planet's electrical discharges to survive.
They're a type of Omurderin. We're sending you files now.
Interesting. These life forms were encountered by the USS Enterprise D on Deneb 4. Someplace called Farpoint Station. They haven't been seen anywhere else since. We shouldn't harm them or their young. Let's transmit a greeting, then be on our way.
Right. When we're close, transmit greeting to the cosmonauts.
relay must be a form of communication. I didn't realize that life forms could exist in this fashion, living off the heat of planets, feeding on the particles in space, absorbing radiation from the cosmos. There's so much to see. Let's head to the next planet in the system and see what's there.
Just walk straight through him, like, fuck it. Hey, hello, and now die.
Are you seeing this? My sensors indicate this planet is completely devoid of any organic material. And yet, it has a breathable atmosphere and lies well within the system's habitable zone. Most curious.
I agree. I think a closer look is in order, Captain.
I'm picking up residual levels of radiation. Oh my. I believe I know what happened to this world. Some kind of proto-matter wave happened here.
Proto-matter? But that's dangerously unstable.
Not if you know how to resolve the chaotic turbulence with a tarfine reduction. This was a recent event. Some kind of proto-matter incident happened. And it wiped out all life on the planet. I think we should send an away team down to learn more.
Agreed. We'll be down and see what's happening. Come, my gawny friends. Let's go and see what happened on 20 Draconis B.
Oh, not sure I'll ever get used to transporters. Let's see. Initial scans suggest this area used to be inhabited, but I can't find a single trace of organic matter. None. I see some carvings on those canyon walls. Let's take a look.
That pillar near the canyon looks like it's interesting as well.
The walls of this canyon were worked by tools. I'm sure of it. Sentient life forms lived here. Until the proto-matter detonation. This pillar here. It seems to be a sign pointing to that canyon. Perhaps a pathway there leads to a settlement of some kind. I'm reading metallic objects there as well. Shall we take a look?
Yes, let's follow the path through the canyon. Oh.
Look, there's some kind of large structure further down the canyon. Look at the size of that plaza. These people must have had quite a developed culture. Let's take some readings up there. This looks like a town square or ceremonial center of some kind. I see some murals on the far side of the square over there by that arch. I'd like to examine them. They might tell us more about this place.
Agreed, let's examine the nearby murals.
These murals depict people bringing some objects to this place. Crystals or gems, I believe? They built their settlement around this site. I believe it was a place of great significance to them. The next mural may hold more clues for us. Let's have a look.
Right, let's check out the next mural.
This mural depicts the construction of this large structure. I suspect it was a temple or a place of contemplation for the people. The crystals were revered by the locals, perhaps even worshipped by them. We'd better have a look at the next mural, don't you think?
Yes, let's examine the next mural. Is that what I'm going to say? That's all you can say, that's all you can say.
The crystals depicted in this mural appear to be growing for some reason. I wonder if this is a symbolic or literal representation of events. Perhaps the structure needed to be modified to hold the volume of crystals they collected over the years.
Crystals may have grown through the natural means as well.
Quite the enigma we found here. I suspect there's more to be found inside. Getting there will be a challenge, however. According to my scans, these pillars are connected to some kind of massive mechanical structure. Probably the peak of technology for these people. I believe it's some kind of opening mechanism for the structure's door.
We can open it by deploying some kind of device or using our tricorders.
Could probably force it open, but that could damage the structure, and too much force could even collapse it entirely. I suggest we create a holographic forensic reconstruction.
Holographic reconstruction of local life?
Yes, it would be based on analysis of things like footprints, wear patterns, and local construction. We can learn what people did here, how they went about their lives, and how they made the device work. We'd be watching a replay of history, roughly speaking. Let's start by gathering information from relics and leftover traces of the people who once lived here.
Let's look at our old tools, footprints, and anything that could tell us about them. So I'm a forensic anthropologist now, am I?
These artifacts were used with opposable thumbs and indicate a likely handspan of 22 centimeters. Based on these footprints, these people had a stride that places them at about 1.6 meters on average. The wear patterns here show us that people leaned against here frequently. This was a meeting and gathering area. Strange. These relics should be covered with dust and sand, worn away by time and wind. But they're all uncovered. No organic matter left, and everything left behind in its place. Frozen in time, like...
Like these people died recently?
Yes. The evidence seems clear. The proto-matter detonation happened only weeks, perhaps even days ago. We're going to need to make an accurate simulation to continue our studies here. I suggest using modified pattern enhancers to do this.
Agreed. With some modified pattern enhancers in the plaza. We just have to agree with everything.
Enhancers online. The signal is strong and clear. Two down, 2 to go. That's 3. 1 more and we'll be ready.
And what happened to him?
That's the last one. All enhancers online and standing by. Alright. The enhancers should give us a pretty good image range. Your tricorder can then act as the center of the network control for the enhancers. I can tie in my data to your tricorder whenever you're ready. Get a little closer to the center of the square so we can see what happens.
Alright, let's get closer, for fuck's sake. What am I, repeating everything she says? Alright, let's get closer to the plaza center so we can begin.
Note that the alien is using the pillars in a specific order. They're making the murals match up on each pillar.
Look, I may look like a dumb lizard, but I'm not stupid. I can't see this.
Looks like some kind of functionary, priest or bureaucrat, I think, would unlock the door by turning the murals on the pillars. The top mural on each pillar seems to be locked in place for reference. We should follow the order they used on the pillar murals. If we can turn them correctly, I believe we'll unlock the door.
Turn the murals and the pillars in proper order to unlock the door. Got it.
Can you hear that? That's the first pillar set in place. 2 pillars set into place. Three pillars are locked in now.
You're gonna give me a running commentary, you Kamaki, because I really don't need a running commentary. That's my job. The fuck is that?
That's it! It's working! Well done! Shall we see what secrets this building holds? I think I see another mural inside the doorway. We should take a look at it.
Yes, let's go inside and check out the next mural. Well done. Hang on, that's a Starfleet insignia. Circa 23rd century.
Wait, that icon. That's the symbol of Starfleet. How could it be here, in a Bronze Age temple far from the Federation? This is getting stranger by the minute. We should search the temple for more murals.
Indeed, let's look for some murals in here. What's going on here? Yeah, 21st century.
Those people in the picture, they don't look like the others.
They're from Starfleet, but Starfleet of the 21st century.
Is it possible that Starfleet contacted these people in the 23rd century? If so, why would they keep such a thing a secret? We should head deeper into the temple and continue our search.
Affirmative. Time to search for the answers deeper in the temple. Bloody Federation.
I think the panel on the wall here can be... Those inner doors across from the panel are opening. What is all of this? According to my tricorder, we've reached ground zero. This is where someone detonated the protomatter bomb. From here, a self-propagating cascade of proto-energy radiated outward in all directions, washing over the entire planet.
Could this have been a failed terraforming project?
Doubtful. I believe what did this was built specifically as a weapon. There's no new ecosystem. All life was eliminated. I'm picking up a residual energy signature here. Take a look. 16 centimeter wavelength with a slight kaon leak. I've seen this before. It's a byproduct of Zenkethi technology.
Zenkethi? Here? So, we found a derelict space station in orbit around this planet. It's unpowered and covered with decades of dust, which made it hard to pinpoint in the asteroid ring. Unfortunately, we aren't the only ones here. Several starships are riding the system and are laying claim to the station. What should we do? Give me a site-to-site transport directly to the station. Keep the Lukari ship protected. What the hell's going on here on this bloody planet? It's in Kefi, 23rd century Starfleet. Temple mechanics. We are on one of the old K-Series Federation deep space stations. But how could it get out here? What happened? There's a placard on the wall. Let's see if there's anything recognisable. It says Deep Space K-13 Duvqu Master. That station was was lost in time over 100 years ago. Lost in time and space. K-13 was in the Beta Quadrant before.
You're trespassing. I'm claiming this station as salvage, along with everything in it. A little piece of history like this will be quite the vacation site. Experience life on the final frontier at Modron's K-13. But I digress. Unless you're here to discuss leasing opportunities, I suggest you beam off my station.
It's not your station yet. I think I'll take a look around.
Careful. This old beauty needs some serious repairs. It'd be a shame if something happens to you, or the active stasis pod might malfunction.
What? Then I'll see that nothing happens. Damon Tuckett's out.
Fair warning. My Nausicaan gods aren't very fond of you. I'd be happy to sell the copies to you. Consider their living contents
Oh, what's this? What we got here? Supplementary log.
Chief Engineer's Log, March 18th, 1570. Had a discussion this morning with security about our Klingon prisoners in the brig. We can't just leave them locked up, or execute them, or exile them on the planet below. Setting them free isn't a popular notion either. We're still looking for options, but I think the stasis pods we have in medical will come in handy real soon.
1570. The Heartmaster. This technology is ancient, but surprisingly functional, at least in the rudimentary level. They built things in the last 21st century. Nausicaans managed to have partial power online, but they did it in a hurry. It could go down at any moment. In the meantime, I managed to drop these security fields. We can access other parts of the station now. Assuming anything else in the computer? There's some log files on the computer as well. Most of them are garbled, but I believe I could restore the last entry. Let's hear it.
Chief Engineer's Log, supplemental. By my account, we've been hurled back in time to the 16th century. To make matters worse, we're a very long way from the den of the system. None of our shuttles are warp capable, and even if we could get to Earth, we'd be in the wrong time. In short, we're stuck. There's nothing to do now but wait and try to conjure up a way to get back to the right time.
This computer lost the ability to link to the main computer, but with the security fields down we can get into the other lab. From there we may be able to get into the main computer and lock the Nausicaans out. That will keep them from bringing the fields back online or using the station to stop us. Let's see what we can find in the other lab.
Fines for trespassing are quite severe, and I plan on collecting them.
You think you can join me, boy? Looks like the doors are locked and we need to bypass them. Who are you? That's another log.
Chief Engineer's Log, August 6th, 1570. The Warp Booster Sled project is officially a bust. When we tried to spin up the coils, we couldn't get a stable warp field. Yashvi and Arlington managed to shut it down and stop a breach, but the shuttle's impulse drive is shot. I hate giving up, but we just don't have the parts we need to make it work.
Okay. I love that noise. I'm locking the Nauticans out of the main computer. That will keep them from taking over any more of the station's subsystems. Good work. Any more information? There's another log entry to Harm Master. Play it.
Chief Engineer's Log, April 17th, 1570. Today we visited the planet we're calling Draconis 3 to collect supplies. The good news, there's a humanoid civilization down there. The bad news, a potential Prime Directive violation. Our landing party was seen beaming in by some of the locals. We're hoping that doesn't impact their culture in any way. One thing's for sure, they can't help us go home. Their tech level is Bronze Age at best.
The Harm Master, the station's so old and badly damaged that most of the security systems don't work anymore. However, if we can take over the central hub, we can lock it down and keep the Nauticans from bringing anyone else over. Knowledge, let's secure the central hub for the station.
My patience is going to cost you dearly.
Man, that must have been horrible for these people to be hurtled back 200 years, or 600 years.
Part of the planet below is likely, despite the Prime Directive issues. Staying here isn't viable. When the supplies are gone and the remaining power is in the stasis pods, anyone left is gone. This station will be there.
I guess that makes sense. Auxiliary power is coming up now, activating the low-level scattering field that will prevent the Nauticans from beaming over reinforcements. Excellent. Anything else? I found one last log entry here. Afraid the rest of the computer memory is heavily corrupted. Put it on the screen.
Chief Engineer's Log, July 26th, 1571. Most of us went into stasis this morning. There weren't enough pods for everyone. 3 of us had to stay awake. We drew lots. Vaughn, Sheridan, and I were the lucky winners. Since we're out of options, we've decided to go native and live out our lives under Draconis 3. Hopefully, one day our records will be found, and the people of Station K-13 will be remembered.
Rule of Acquisition 431. When the shooting starts, let the mercenaries handle it. Handle this, Captain.
There's no such
The crime is trespassing. The sentence is death.
Agreed. You're deaf. The Heartmaster, we need you back on the ship right away. Margarine and his Nautican allies are moving to intercept us and the Concordium. Well, what a wanker. Reloading the Lukari system.
I see you took out the Nauticans on my station. I'll just add their fees to your tab. I do hope you're good for it. Otherwise, I might have to take possession of that pretty ship of yours. Come to think of it, I'll be taking your ship anyway. Whether you're alive or not when I do, it's up to you.
You're welcome to try, Damon. I don't think you will like the results. It's often like this, Captain. Dangerous, but also filled with discovery.
Indeed. I'd say our first flight was a success. Now we need to share our discoveries with everyone back home. I hope today's events will convince my people of the continued need to explore and to be part of the galactic community. With luck, we'll do this again sometime, and soon. On behalf of the Lukari people, thank you.
You're welcome, Captain. Safe travels. I'd say that these events are better described as harrowing, as in Kefi have been quiet for years. I know that now that they're using protomatter bombs committing genocide. There's also the problem with K-13. How did it even get here? I'll put a call in for the Steel Wolves, that's my fleet, to send repair teams. The fleet can take command of this piece of history. All stations have reported in. We can depart for you on your orders, the Heartmaster. Yeah, gotta love that. Alright, let's report to command.
I am pleased to hear that the Lukari acquitted themselves well out there, in exploration and in battle. They are not the push-way some think them to be. I'm sure the Federation will be pleased to know we have found their lost space station. I understand there were Klingon warriors from the 23rd century preserved in stasis pods there. They've got a lot of catching up to do. Now then, this Zenkethi protomatter bomb you mentioned. It is a coward's weapon, but we would be foolish to ignore it. We will use all means, diplomatic and otherwise, to learn its secrets.
Now you can repeat this mission. You can get this complete set, which is Nautican Disruptors. The set is here, so you with 2 of them you'll get a Disruptor net, which gains you 686.2 disruptor damage every 1 second for 5 seconds, and then set complete 3 pieces of it, you get 25.5 disruptor damage and 50 plus 50% in hull penetration. That's your whole pen for your weapons. So if you're going to disruptor, that's pretty good. So Science station. There you have an energy torpedo. Is that? Energy torpedo disruptor. Yeah, it's a disruptor torpedo. So yeah, the full-on disruptor build. You know, that's pretty good. Disruptor torpedoes, they're quite rare. So it's got minus 40 in crit severity. So it's a pretty good torpedo. Energy lance. Is that a ground weapon? So it's a disruptor ground weapon, and so the set there is so the space weaponry is the torpedo, the siphon capacitor, which is shield drain, transfer rate, and disruptor damage, and the beam. So there you go. That's it. If you want to do, I'll get the energy lance.
Serve the Empire.
So, when we return in... Where are we now? Oh, bloody hell, part 80. Jeebus. So, when we return in part 80, we'll be doing the next mission in the... next mission. Is it popped up, is it? Yep, of signs and protons. Importance. So we'll find out the Lukari discovered some unusual activity in an unexplored region in the Alpha Quadrant. The data suggests another weaponized use of proto matter, similar to what would happen recently in Draconis 3. So we're going to find out what's going on here. So something is awry in the Alpha Quadrant, and the Kefi look like they're on the march to do something. We'll find out what they're up to.
The Lukari have discovered some unusual heat duct.
Thank you, Chancellor. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Comments are welcome. Thumbs up also appreciated on Big V82, and I'll see you in part 80 when we carry on to our investigation into this proto matter mystery. Ciao for now.